Ring number 6, a 5'10" guard from Australia, Jake Clendening. Ring number 10, a 6-foot guard from Australia, Sean Clendening. Ring number 13, a 6'6" forward from Kitchener, Hanani Ujulu. Ring number 20, a 6'7" forward from Englewood, Lex and Ember. The head coach of the Falcons is Tony Marquez. Your officials for this morning are Ludo the Legend, Eva Muhammad, and Peter McDonald.
Allow me to welcome you to the Hawks Sports Network on a snowy Saturday afternoon in Etobicoke. We are here at the Humber College North Campus Gym for the East-West Holiday Series. A great game slated here to start the day off, the George Brown Huskies against the Fanshawe Falcons. My name is Matt Hamill. I'm here with my broadcast partner, Sean Togood. Sean, the Huskies are 9-1, probably a clear favorite coming into a game like this we have this morning. How do you think Fanshawe is going to be able to match that big, excellent team play of George Brown?
Well, Fanshawe's going to want to have their shooting percentage up. It's pretty cold in this gym. It was pretty cold yesterday, and when it's cold like that, sometimes it's hard to put the ball in the bucket. So they'll be hoping that their shooting percentage will improve.
Yeah, that's right. So George Brown with the first possession of the game, not able to get a basket. Now we have Fanshawe working the ball at the three-point line. The ball is swung over to number 3, Chris Parker, the star player for this Fanshawe Falcons team. Jordan James fighting for a rebound in his defensive end. He secures it. Ooh, that ball's almost tied up for a jump ball. Wild ball goes out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be Falcons ball. Bit of a frantic start to the game here, but Sean, I'm sure everybody's going to settle in due time. As the ball is inbounded to Hanani Ujulu. Kicks it over to Chris Parker. Ball is now being worked down low. A big shot from beyond the arc. That is good. The first points of the game go to the Fanshawe Falcons. That's Jake Clendening. Brother Sean Clendening also on the court wearing number 10. Jordan James dishes the ball. Ooh, a nice finish off the glass. And the Huskies get on the board. Fanshawe now back up the court. Chris Parker handling the ball as usual for the Fanshawe Falcons. Hanani Ujulu with the shot. That doesn't go. Nick McDonald now bringing the ball up the court. Nick McDonald, the player from George Brown who's really stepped up in the absence of George Brown's normal star players, Alex Petronis and DJ James. Now Jordan James with the ball. A shot from Justin Bangu. That's good. Is that from three-point land? Nope, the refs are going to call that just a 2. Now the ball is moved up the court by Jake Clendening. Elects not to pass it to his brother. Ball is in the hands of Chris Parker. Back to Clendening. Parker working down low. That shot doesn't go, but an offensive rebound for the Falcons. And that ball's out of bounds. Sean, what do you think from the Fanshawe Falcons thus far?
Some nice movement down low, and they're going to want to exploit the mismatch that they have down low with some of their larger players against the small squad of George Brown. So we'll see if that continues.
And we'll keep an eye on that. Definitely number 13 for the Fanshawe Falcons, Hanani Ujulu at 6'6", with some height down low, as the turnover by George Brown is worked the other way by the Falcons. That pass a little errant, but Falcons are able to retain possession. Ball will be inbounded by Jake Clendening. And the ball is in play for Fanshawe. Swinging the ball around the arc. Clendening drives the ball to the hoop. Ooh, dishes it to Chris Parker with the shot. That doesn't fall. Ooh, a nice offensive rebound quickly off the glass. And that's another 2 for Fanshawe. The Falcons with the lead, 5-4. Justin Bangu fakes a shot over to Nick McDonald. And Jordan James from beyond the arc. That doesn't go. easy defensive rebound for the Falcons. Not a lot of Huskies in the area. Falcons with the ball down low, kick it back out to the arc. Ooh, and a nice finish and the harm. Jake Clendenning hits the floor pretty hard, but looks no worse for wear as he goes to the line looking for the three-point play.
Nice finish there by Clendenning. He was able to fight through the contact and goes up for hoping for a three-point play.
Oh, doesn't get it.
That was Jake Clendenning at the line for the Falcons.
The ball was out of bounds on the Falcons. George Brown now working the ball up the court.
First person foul. First team foul.
Ball in the hands of Chris Fields. Ball now worked down low by Jordan James. That shot does not go. Bangu with the shot on the rebound. That's not going to count though. Refs called a foul on number 21 for the Falcons. Matthew Hall with the foul there. George Brown inbounding the ball. Freshman Adam Costanzo gets the ball in play. Now Nick McDonald with the deep shot. Nick McDonald had a monster game yesterday in the first game of the tournament. As the Clendenning brother kicks the ball over to Chris Parker. Chris Parker back to Jake Clendenning. Ooh, a nice dribble as he takes it to the hoop and a pull-up shot. Doesn't go. And a wild offensive rebound for the Falcons, but looks like that's going to be a backcourt violation.
A lot of scrambly play here early. So as the morning continues, we should see these two teams settle in nicely.
Yeah, Sean, a long day of competition yesterday. I wonder if that's going to have some effect today as maybe some players and a little tired from yesterday's stretch as we get a very nice shot from Nick McDonald, not showing any signs of fatigue there. Very energizing start to this game from number 22 from the Huskies. Chris Parker now from the Falcons with the ball. Ooh, works it down low. Ooh, Matthew Hall not able to finish. Looks like he was fouled. By Adam Costanzo, picking up the foul.
Second person foul.
Score 7-7 here with 5:29 left in the first quarter. Like my partner Sean said, a bit of a, not exactly a very tight start from both of these teams, but I'm sure there'll be a feeling out process and both teams will settle in as the ball is taken to the hoop, and a nice finish by Chris Parker. Chris Parker averages 22 points per game, and he's also an 87% free throw shooter, so can definitely get it done and put points on the board. As the Huskies take the ball into Fanshaw's side and take a deep three-point shot. Doesn't go.
I believe that was a foul on a three-point shot, so 3 free throws should be coming up.
Yes, the referees are motioning for Nick McDonald to take 3 shots from the line. First shot coming up. Still waiting on these shots here, and here we go. Nick McDonald. As I mentioned, Nick McDonald, a great performance yesterday. Really brought a lot of energy to this Huskies team. Not exactly sure why the star players Alex Petronis and DJ James aren't in action, but either way, Coach Jonathan Smith has found a replacement, and his team is playing some great basketball here.
They lost a close one last night to Sheridan, which Sheridan is a really powerful team. So to be able to stick with Sheridan, I'm sure their coaching staff will be happy with that.
That's right. In regular season play, both Sheridan and George Brown have just one loss, so Really a great exhibition match yesterday as we get a bit of an off-kilter shot from Fanshawe Falcons, Xavier Ellis, but now the ball is rebounded by George Brown, worked up the court. Nick McDonald with the ball at the three-point line, looking like he might shoot, but he passes down low to Justin Bangu, to Ons Chaudhry, back to Bangu, takes a shot, making a case that he was fouled on that three-pointer, but refs aren't calling it. Now the ball is the other way for the Falcons, being driven to the hoop. Ooh. DeAndre Austin gets harmed on his way to the hoop. He'll be shooting too.
And we're seeing George Brown bring in more size so they can deal with the size of the Falcons down low. They started this game off with a much smaller lineup, and they seem to have made some adjustments. So
that's right, Sean. You mentioned some size being brought in for George Brown. Ons Chaudhry, big man, number 25 in the Huskies. As we're awaiting the second shot here, second free throw. Let's see if it's made. Nope. DeAndre Austin misses the second free throw. Now the Huskies have the ball. Here we have Tashane Gale with the ball, really moving it. Jacks up a three, and that is good. That is a swish. 3 points for the Huskies. Falcons now the other way. Matthew Hall dishes it off. Ball being worked around the three-point line. Good ball movement by the Fanshawe Falcons. Matthew Hall again with the ball. Over to DeAndre Austin. DeAndre Austin driving the ball in, but some good defensive play by the George Brown Huskies. That ball is going back the other way. Really quick transition. Oh, can't get the basket to fall. But there'll be a foul call on the Falcons. So even though George Brown can't finish that quick transition layup, there is a foul call on the rebound. So they will potentially get some points out of this play. Substitution coming in here. Chris Parker, star player for Fanshawe, going to have a rest, well-deserved, as Ons Chaudhry takes the ball for the Huskies. Now Nick McDonald, works a nice spin move. Can't get that shot to fall, though. Fanshawe with a nifty rebound. That's one of the Clendenning brothers working the ball up the other way, and that shot down low by the Falcons is not going to go, but rebounded. Nice offensive rebound by the Falcons. Jake Clendenning with the ball at the three-point line. Dishes the ball into his teammate, Devontae Dowse, taking the ball into the paint, but he's fouled before he can get a shot off. Ball going to be inbounded by Jake Clendenning now.
And we're seeing a very physical game being played down low by both teams right now.
Yep, lots of players taking it into the paint and being met by defenders. Very physical game this morning to start the day off. The second and final day of the East-West Holiday Series here at Humber College. A couple of games for you today, as we have a Falcon player, Siobhan Miller-Bennett, taking the ball to the hoop. Another foul. So, Sean, anytime somebody tries to take the ball into the paint, they're just getting met with the force of defenders. So, style of play being clearly defined early on here.
Yeah, well, that's what coaches like to see. No easy buckets, always challenged at the rim. That'll make a coach pretty happy.
We have Huskies head coach Jonathan Smith right in front of us, and I think you're very right, Sean. He's very pleased with the way his defense is holding it down early in this one. Of course, coach for the Fanshawe Falcons, Tony Marco Tullio, no doubt pleased with his Falcons' efforts so far, as they're only down 2. Scores 13-11 for the George Brown Huskies. Now we have Arash Dusick working the ball over to his teammate Tashane Gale, who takes a shot. Tashane Gale, that does not drop. Ball is quickly moved in transition. Jake Clendenning, takes a contested layup, but a nice offensive rebound by the Falcons, and that shot's going to go. Excellent finish by DeAndre Austin. the 6'3" guard out of Toronto, Ontario. Now to Shane Gale quarterbacking the play in the Falcons' end. The Husky point guard takes a deep shot. That doesn't go. Pretty close, though, and a defensive rebound quickly moved the other way by Fanshawe. And a really quick shot by Jake Clendening, but that will bounce and hit the shot clock. Huskies ball. Chris Fields from the Huskies now moving the ball up. Looks like we might have had a legal pick set there. As number 20 from the Fanshawe Falcons, Lex Van Apieren, is going to have a seat. In his place will come Matthew Hall, 6'6" forward. Waiting on the inbound from the Fanshawe Falcons. Just a minute 40 left in this first quarter. I think it's safe to say, Sean, we're still in the feeling out process, but getting some back and forth action here in a tie game. As Jake Clendening taking it to the hoop. Looked like it might have been a charge there, but referees letting the players play. Chris Fields works it over to Nick McDonald, driving to the hoop. And he is blocked. Great defensive play. Ooh, and a really quick transition. There's Jake Clendening, really active in this first quarter. Number 6 for the Falcons. Been on the court the whole time, I believe. Mohamed Alor now. Jake Fields with the ball, takes a shot, doesn't go. Defensive rebound by the Falcons. Sean, pretty good job by the Falcons rebounding in their own end in this first quarter.
Yeah, they're doing a tremendous job of crashing the glass and making sure they have inside position on the opponents to snag the rebound.
No doubt about that, and it is going to be Fanshawe ball working the offense in the George Brown end of the court. So the ball is inbounded to Devontae Dowse, who swings it to the arc. Ball now being worked down low. Matthew Hall works it in, but a bit of a miscommunication there. That pass is going to roll out of bounds. It'll be George Brown ball.
And what we're going to look for from George Brown now is perhaps a little better shot selection. We've seen that deep 3 go in earlier in the game, but I don't think that is the type of shot they'll be looking for.
Yep,
I think they'll be looking for a more high percentage.
Yeah, no doubt. They started the game with that 3-pointer, but other than that, the shooting percentage has not been particularly impressive. As Fanshawe now quarterbacking the ball, swinging it around the arc, looking for an open man, trying to take, as you mentioned, Sean, one of those high percentage shots, but George Brown making it tough with this tight defense as a very well contested shot by Jordan James. He blocks that 3-pointer attempt. Jordan James, a really long guard, showing a lot of emotion right now. You can probably tell he's a leader of this George Brown team, vocally and with the energy that he brings to the game.
It'll be interesting to see how Jordan James bounces back after a tough day at the free throw line yesterday.
In the final second of the quarter, we have a shot by the Fanshawe Falcons. DeAndre Austin doesn't get that one to go, so going to have a short break. That was a very fast-paced quarter, and we'll be right back with you on the Hawks Sports Network after this. through those. That might help with that.
Said it's too loud.
So as the timeout is winding down here, we are back on the Hawks Sports Network. Sean, looks like Coach Jonathan Smith had a few sage words for his team. What advice do you think he gave to the Huskies here going into the second quarter to try and maybe create some separation from the Falcons?
You know, I think it's just about execution at this point, and shot selection will be key.
I'd have to agree with you there as we get a shot from Chris Parker. That three-pointer will go. Chris Fields from the Huskies now working the ball up the court. Jordan James works it over to Chris Fields. Ball being worked around the three-point line. There's a Rash Dusik down low, kicks it over to Chris Fields, makes that three-pointer. So there's another three-pointer from the Huskies. They started the first quarter with one, and now they're going to follow suit in the second quarter with another three ball. Score is tied 16-16 here. Ooh, and a nice finish. The ball is a nifty pass down to Ajulu. And he kisses it off the glass for an easy two. Jordan James now with the ball for the Huskies. Ooh, we got a fake shot from Thomas Kucic, but now the ball is inbounded by Fanshawe. Fanshawe the other way with it. Sean Clendenning dishes the ball off to Matthew Hall. But that shot does not go. Offensive rebound, kicked out to the three-point line, and Chris Parker will make a three-pointer. A couple of three balls early on here in the second quarter, Sean. But those shots are not being forced. They were pretty good shot selection. As we have Justin Bangu and Adam Costanzo checking in for the Huskies. Thomas Kucic and Jeremy Adati going to take a rest. And now Fanshawe moves the ball up the court. Jake Clendenning with the ball, an errant pass, almost a backcourt violation. But that ball is going to be thrown out of bounds by the Falcons. Timeout by the Fanshawe Falcons. And with that, we are going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back with you on the Hawks Sports Network. As this timeout winds down, we come back with the coverage of this morning matchup at the East-West Holiday Series. George Brown Huskies against the Fanshawe Falcons. Jordan James for the Huskies inbounding the ball after that backcourt violation by the Falcons. The Falcons with a three-point lead, 21-18. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Nick McDonald with a deep shot doesn't go. Justin Bangu with the offensive rebound. Second chance, and he almost banks it off the glass, but doesn't go. Fanshawe quickly the other way with it. That's Chris Parker to the hoop, but ooh, and then a quick rebound by Fanshawe. Second chance here. Chris Parker once again bringing it to the hoop, and a nice move. Kind of slows everything down and then changes direction, fooling the Huskies defense, which is, believe me, no easy task. Very stout defensive team, these George Brown Huskies, part of their excellent 9-1 record going into the second half of the season. So we have Chris Fields. Takes it to the hoop, but that shot doesn't go. Fanshawe now the other direction. Chris Parker with a bit of a ill-advised pass, and that's turned over. Jordan James working the ball into the Falcon part of the court. Justin Bangu with the ball down low. He kicks it to Nick McDonald, who tries to pass it to Adam Costanzo, but that pass will be picked off as the Clendenning brothers are leading the charge the other way. Chris Parker works the ball back out to Sean Clendenning with the shot. That doesn't go. Looked like we had a good offensive rebound by the Falcons, but the ref is going to say he might have had a foot out of bounds. Well, let's check that. He's calling a reaching in foul on number 13, Hanani Ajulu. Long 6'6" forward from Kitchener, Ontario. Costanzo from the Huskies inbounding the ball. Huskies now bringing the ball up the court. 5-point lead for the Falcons here in the second quarter. Nick McDonald with a quick move to the hoop and a big slam, but that ball just slips away from him. Sean, what did you think of that near slam dunk?
Well, I think McDonald had a vision of being on a poster after that one.
We almost had a Kodak moment.
Almost had himself on a poster.
No doubt the Fanshawe Falcons player is grateful that the ball slipped away, because that would have been a spectacular play. Really energized this George Brown team, who by their standards a bit of a slow start. So George Brown hopefully looking for somebody to step up here and really get the team into this match. As Jake Clendenning kicks the ball over to his brother, who gives the ball over to Philip Pecic. Jake Clendenning now over to Sean. Sean fakes the three-pointer, drives it in towards the glass, and then he swings it over to the open man at the three-point line. That three-point shot does not go. Good offensive rebound by the Falcons. Sean, lots of offensive rebounds by this Fanshawe team.
A good battle down low in order to establish position.
We mentioned earlier the very impressive nature of their defensive rebounds, but also on the offensive side, getting lots of second chance opportunities, not able to convert with any points on that try as the shot clock expires. Huskies now moving the ball up the court. Justin Estalia, very impressive haircut, moving the ball up the court over to Adam Costanzo. Jordan James now bringing it to the hoop, kicks it over to Justin Bangu. Big man working it down low. Back to Nick McDonald, who sporting a nice little spin move, and then Justin Bangu tries to get the finish at the glass. Doesn't go. Ball on the ground. Fanshawe picks it up. Chris Parker now trying to work a move of his own to the glass. Ooh, a nice second chance. The putback by Ujulu. Add that to his scoring total. Stallion still with the same fantastic haircut, moves the ball over to Bangu at the three-point line. Nick McDonald now takes a two-point shot, but that's going to be an air ball. Bit of an off-balance shot there. Sean, I think you mentioned that the importance of taking high percentage shots is pivotal in a game like this when you're trying to find your rhythm. So,
well, there's a really good battle going on between Ujulu and Bangu down low. Just two big men battling for position and it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds.
Yeah, no doubt. Bangu a bit, maybe about the same height, those two men, Julu and Bangu. Bangu a bit more built, a bit of a larger fella, bigger frame, as that shot is missed by the Falcons up the court by Nick McDonald, who fumbles the ball on a bit of an errant bounce pass. Now Falcons quickly the other way. Ooh, almost a nice finish at the glass by DeAndre Austin, but hits the rim and goes out. Rolls off of a Falcons player out of bounds, and it's going to be George Brown ball right after this timeout. My partner and I will be back with you in just a moment. Another timeout ends. We rejoin you on the Hawks Sports Network. Fanshawe Falcons with a 6-point lead over the George Brown Huskies. Fanshawe really coming into this tournament and surprising a lot of teams. Really went toe-to-toe with Seneca. The Seneca Sting would ultimately prevail in that game yesterday, but really an impressive outing by the Falcons, who showed up to the East-West Series to play. Maybe they play good ball here at this Humber gym. Might have to look out for them later in the season, as Justin Estalia from the Huskies works a nice behind-the-back dribble. Takes the shot, doesn't fall. Rebounded by Philippe Pejic. Chris Parker from the Falcons now working the ball. A bit of an errant pass. Estalia with the steal, but not guarding the ball very safely, and that is going to be stolen back by the Falcons, going the other direction. Xavier Ellis swinging the ball back to the star player, Chris Parker, who takes a shot. No surprise there. Makes it. Add to that Falcons lead. Now a 8-point gap as George Brown looking to close that. Justin Bangu with a bit of a sloppy feed. Falcons quickly the other way. Xavier misses the shot. We have another reach-in foul by the Falcons. I think that one's also going to go to Hanani Ajulu. Sean Ajulu might have to kind of watch the way he's reaching over the top, going for these rebounds. That's the second foul in just a short span of time.
Yes, if you're a really aggressive rebounder, then you can really run into some trouble with foul trouble, and I expect George Brown to go directly at Ajulu now to see if they can get him to pick up another foul.
I think the Fanshawe coaching staff really encourages that kind of aggressive rebounding, but going to have to play in control as the Falcons have a shot blocked. Huskies quickly the other way. Ooh, a nice step move there, but it doesn't fall for Tashane Gale. Fanshawe with the rebound, but mishandled it. It's going to be Huskies ball on the Fanshawe side of half as we have some substitutions coming in for the Falcons. Hanging on to a 6-point lead, 27-21 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the half. Estalia for the Huskies works it over to freshman Adam Costanzo. Costanzo takes a drive but kicks it over to Bangu. Now Jordan James gets the feed and makes that three. Closing the gap. Falcons now with the ball in the offensive end, swinging the ball around the three-point line. George Brown playing really tight defense here, though. Not much open, but the Falcons are still trying. Now the ball is worked down low to Lex Van Aperen, but that shot is not going to go. Justin Estalia comes down with the rebound. Estalia coming off the bench for the Huskies and really impressing here. Jordan James works it to big man, Ons Chaudhry. Back to Jordan James. Now we have a deep three by Tashane Gale, but that won't go. The Falcons now coming back the other way. With the other number 7 on the court, Xavier Ellis for the Falcons with the ball. Swings it over to Matthew Hall. Muhammad Allure back to Matthew Hall. Looks like Hall wants to shoot, doesn't like what he sees. I don't blame him. Costanzo playing defense, that's a tough sell. Doesn't exactly inspire confidence with that tall Costanzo with the hand in the face. Now the ball is on the ground. We have a scramble. Looks like we're going to get a jump ball. Sean, lots of players flying around there. Looks like these teams really came here to play. Lots of energy and defensively really showing a lot of effort.
For the exhibition tournament, this tournament has had a lot of intensity, players playing at a high level, and we see that with bodies flying everywhere right now.
Well, you gotta love it. These guys are competitors, and it doesn't matter exhibition, preseason, playoffs, they're gonna come here to win. That's just in their nature. And God bless them for that. Now we have the ball inbounded by the Huskies. Estalia with the ball at the three-point line, swings it over to Shane Gale. That shot does not go. Now we have the ball quickly the other way for the Falcons. Chris Parker with the shot, not able to convert. And almost an offensive rebound for the Falcons, but George Brown able to force the error. Matthew Hall knocks it out of bounds. So it's going to be Huskies ball with just a minute left in the first half. Score is 27-23 for the Fanshawe Falcons. Bit of a low-scoring affair here. Isn't that right, Sean? As we have an offensive try, that doesn't go. Second chance to Shane Gale, getting his own rebound, putting that in the hoop.
Both defenses are pretty locked in, and there is not a lot of room to breathe for both teams.
We're going to see if both teams can keep this kind of defensive intensity up for the whole game. Certainly have been able to do so through the first 2 quarters. So we have a ball roll out of bounds, a bit of a stop and play. Sean Clendenning, who averages 18.9 points a game in the regular season. Excellent three-point shooter. Dishes the ball off, looking to get it back at the arc, but his teammate elects to pass it to Matthew Hall. Shot clock winding down. 1 second. We have a wild shot. Hits the side of the backboard and goes out of bounds. Really good defense by George Brown, not allowing any kind of good shot. Really swarming that Falcons player as the shot clock was winding down.
Well, the ball stuck in his hands for a little bit too long. At that point, you want the ball swinging around and not getting trapped on the baseline by 2 defenders.
Here we have 4 seconds left in the half. Shane Gale looking to take the last shot, takes a jumper, doesn't get it to fall. Looks like Chaudhry might have had a putback rebound there, but the clock expires, and that's going to be it for this first half. As we go into halftime, it's 27-25 for the Falcons. Sean, are you surprised at all at what we've seen? A bit of a low-scoring affair with the Falcons coming out on top?
Well, both defenses are at the top of their game right now. What we want to see is more ball movement, less isolation play, try to get that ball swinging around the perimeter for open shots.
That's right. Chris Parker finishing the half with 12 points. Just 25 for the Huskies, accustomed to scoring more. We're going to see if this style of play maintains for the second half. We'll be right back with you after the halftime here on the Hawks Sports Network. So for now, we'll bid you adieu, and we will be back with you shortly.
And then the way that
Here on the Hawks Sports Network, my name is Matt Hamill. I'm here with my incredible broadcasting partner, Sean Togood. Sean, the Huskies accustomed to scoring a lot more points than we've seen in that first half. They're down by 2 points, 27-25 in favor of the Fanshawe Falcons. What do you think the Huskies have to do to make the adjustment to maybe start putting the points on their board like they're accustomed to?
Well, first of all, Matt, I appreciate the compliment. And secondly, it's going to be a game won on the inside, and we're going to see the battle continue down low.
No doubt. I expect as well to see that physical style of play continue here in the second half as we have some big fellas out there for George Brown Huskies. Justin Bangu, number 23 for the Huskies, holding it down in the paint right now on the defensive end as the Falcons take an air ball. But we're going to have a foul called on number 11, Jordan James. So a Falcon is going to go to the line. That's number 13, Hanani Ajulu. Ajulu with 4 points in that first half. Looking to add to that total here. He's going to take his second free throw now. Julu from the line. Makes good on that one. So Fanshawe starting the half out with some points. The ball is moved back onto the Fanshawe side of half. Chris Fields, the Husky, charged with bringing the ball up the court. He swings it over to Nick McDonald, who's at the arc. A big cross-court pass to Jordan James, who finds Costanzo. Costanzo feeding Bangu down low. Bangu and McDonald, a bit of a miscommunication. That ball's going to roll out of bounds. Ajulu will be inbounding the ball. Let's see if Ajulu can follow up that last offensive possession where he was able to convert 2 free throws after bringing the ball down into the paint and drawing the foul. So we have Jake Clendenning for the Falcons, dishing the ball off to his teammate Matthew Hall. Matthew Hall with 2 points in the first half. He's going to add 2 more, 4 offensive rebounds for Matthew Hall. Very impressive outing in that first half. Costanzo with the ball for the Huskies. Nick McDonald now. Another errant pass. So Sean, the Huskies, a few miscommunications on the passing, some turnovers to start the half. Not the way you want to come out in the beginning of the third quarter here.
And in the second half, every possession is key. I expect Nick McDonald to come out, and now that his team is struggling a little bit, I expect him to come out and take charge.
So there's a rebound by Justin Bangu. And no doubt somebody from the Huskies is going to have to step up. Sean, it could be Nick McDonald. We've seen him do that. There's almost an excellent finish from Nick McDonald on command, but his teammate Adam Costanzo comes in, grabs the offensive rebound, and puts it back. The Huskies able to get some points in this second half. Score is 31-27. Falcons still hanging on to this lead, holding the Huskies to just 27 points this far. Outstanding effort by Fanshawe. Sean Clendenning with a deep shot. That doesn't go. Look good though. Bangu with the rebound. Now Chris Fields takes a pull-up shot. Also doesn't go. Now the ball's back in transition. Jake Clendenning over to his brother Sean. Sean loses control, but looks like Jordan James from the Huskies might have tipped that. They're going to give the ball to Fanshawe, inbounding on the baseline.
Jordan James did a nice job of sealing out the baseline there, not allowing the offensive player any time and space.
That's right, Jordan James, long defender. Excellent on the offensive side of the ball too. We see him try to block a shot there. It was enough to make Sean Clendenning miss, but Ajulu with the rebound and makes good. Another 2 points for the Falcons. 6-point lead for Fanshawe as the Huskies have the ball. Chris Fields over to Nick McDonald. Now Nick McDonald passes to Bangu at the 3-point line. Looks like the refs are only going to count it as 2 though. He had a foot on the line. Chris Parker now, the Falcon player with the ball. Looks like Bangu's going to get nailed with a reach-in foul.
And reach-in fouls are one of those fouls where you really have to gamble on whether you think you can make the steal or not. And oftentimes reach-in fouls occur because people gamble when they shouldn't be.
Yeah, a bit of a high-risk, high-reward play. Doesn't quite work out for the Huskies there. Here we have Fanshawe with a nice tight shot by Sean Clendenning. Doesn't go, but an offensive rebound. Lots of offensive rebounds for these Fanshawe Falcons. Really the key to their success is all of these rebounds on both sides of the court. Now Jake Clendenning with a basket, adding to that Fanshawe lead. It's Jordan James now quarterbacking the play. Nice dribble, finds an open Adam Costanzo, who fakes a shot, passes, blocked by Ajulu, quickly the other way. Sean Clendenning, another errant pass. Now Nick McDonald, wide open layup. No, he goes for the slam dunk. Sean, what do you think of that? Nick McDonald coming with the energy.
He's cut out early in the second half and with a lot of energy and a lot of drive, and we saw it with that dunk.
Yeah, we've seen that over the past few days of this tournament. Nick McDonald plays with all kinds of energy, all kinds of emotion, and he's strutting right now. Lots of swagger exuding after that dunk. George Brown hopefully going to get some kind of a spark as they look to close this 5-point gap. Right now we have Matthew Hall at the line for Fanshawe. Makes good on his second free throw. Chris Fields now moving the ball up the court. Jordan James moving into the paint. Finds an open Nick McDonald. How does Nick McDonald follow up that dunk? Ooh, doesn't make that jumper as it goes out of bounds. Boy, if McDonald made that one, he might have been at risk of heating up and taking over this game, but it's going to be Fanshawe ball. Julu with the inbound. Parker, the point guard for Fanshawe. Ooh, good defense by Bangu, but looked like Matthew Hall might have recovered, but he mishandles it. Credit Bangu. The defender on that one was Huskies will maintain possession. Bangu posting up down low. McDonald over to Costanzo. Costanzo driving to the hoop and another slam. Oh my gosh. These Huskies are coming out here. I think they had a rough start to the half, Sean, with a few turnovers, but now they're bringing lots of energy, and I think they might be able to turn the tide here. What do you think?
Well, we've seen them ready to play the second half and ball movement and their energy, and a dunk like that can give the whole team a lift. So I expect that momentum to continue.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention, Sean, the freshman Costanzo pulling off the and one on that dunk as he shoots a free throw for the three-point play. Big momentum swing. And he makes good. So Huskies draw within 3 with that energizing play. I'm getting the sense that momentum starting to favor the George Brown Huskies. Let's see if the Fanshawe Falcons can respond as a Julu trying to work the ball down low. It's work down there to Lex Van Aperen. But that drive does not work out for the Falcons. The ball is rebounded by the Huskies. Nick McDonald now kicks the ball over to his teammate. Nick McDonald gets it right back. Lots of back and forth passing, looking for a good open shot. A nice dribble and an excellent shot by Chris Fields. Huskies just doing everything right now. Wouldn't be surprised if I saw a timeout from Fanshawe try to slow down this run, but it looks like the head coach, Tony Marco Tullio, is going to see if the Falcons can work this one out themselves. Jake Clendenning takes the ball to the hoop and gets the basket, so maybe a smart call by the coach to just let these Falcons players play and try to iron out this George Brown momentum here. Nick McDonald fakes a drive and passes it off to an open Jordan James, who isn't able to make it. Looks like Costanzo's going to get a foul. He was really leaning on Ojulu trying to get that rebound. Sean, we've seen lots of aggressive rebounding, and that's really just the style of play that this game has taken on. Very physical.
And George Brown played a very physical game yesterday against Sheridan. So that's really what they're known for, physicality down low, getting in the grill of their opponent and wearing them down.
Physicality and low scoring as we get a great block there by Van Aperen. And the pass by the Huskies is tipped by the Falcons, so Huskies are going to maintain possession in the offensive end. Costanzo inbounding the ball. Costanzo gets it to Bangu, kicks it over to Shane Gale. He has Jordan James open, but elects to keep it. A nifty dribble. He's going to collect himself and reset over to Jordan James. Shot clock winding down here as Shane loses the handle. It goes to his teammate Jordan James, almost with the and one, but that ball doesn't quite drop. He's going to go to the line for 2.
And ever since that dunk, it's really given momentum to George Brown, and they've been taking it to Fanshawe.
No doubt. George Brown College. It's a lot of juice here. Let's see if they can keep that up. The Falcons were able to respond with some points after that dunk, so going forward, we'll see the Falcons can kind of get a momentum swing of their own as Jordan James makes good on his free throw. Just a 1-point lead for the Falcons now. George Brown with this, they're really turning the tide here as we get a deep 3 shot from Siobhan Miller-Bennett. That doesn't go. Bangu with the rebound for the Huskies. Now to Shane Gale with the ball. Adam Costanzo working down low. Oh, look how aggressive he is. Almost goes up for a basket, but he was fouled beforehand. Referees are going to say it's Huskies' ball.
Some nice movement there on the baseline to beat his defender and go up to the hoop.
And it looks like, Sean, they're actually going to send Costanzo to the line. Fanshawe head coach is surprised. But you know what? It looks like his argument is working because they're actually just going to give the Huskies the ball on the baseline. I'd have to agree with that call. I don't think that was in the motion of shooting.
Yeah, I think Costanzo was really just trying to sell that call to the refs by going to the free throw line, but the refs have it sorted out now.
Heads up play by the freshman Costanzo, but the refs not falling for it this time. Very well officiated game thus far. Has to be when you have a physical game like this, as Nick McDonald misses that shot. Fanshawe with the rebound the other way. Ooh, a good feed inside. Nick McDonald picks up the foul. That's the hoop and the harm for Lex Van Eperen.
That was a great play. A great slash to the hoop underneath the defenders. Got it up and through.
Yes, George Brown letting the Falcons know if you're going to cut to our rim, we're going to put a body on you, and that might discourage a further attempt as the Falcons missed that free throw but recover it. And that offensive possession is going to be maintained. It goes out of bounds, but it was off of a Husky player, so Fanshawe with the ball. Just 1.4 seconds on the shot clock. Sean, what do you think we're going to see here from the Falcons with such a limited amount of time?
We got to see an inbound and almost a shot right away up the inbound.
Bit of yeah, just a deflection a la Derek Fisher. Oh, we get a shot off in time, but that's an air ball. Chris Parker imploring for a foul, but he's not going to get it. George Brown coach Jonathan Smith agrees with his star player, but oh, you know what? Pardon me, he is going to the line, Sean.
Looked like there was a lot of contact on that, but also it was at the end of the shot clock, so it's a really bailout foul that you don't want to give at the end of a shot clock. So the Huskies will be disappointed with that one.
Yeah, no doubt, as Parker makes his first free throw and the second, so really a tough play to make that foul. Already a tough shot for the Falcons when you have such limited amount of time on the shot clock. No need to foul there, as we have a rash Dusick kicks the ball over to Tashane Gale off the rim, no good. Falcons now moving the ball up the court. Big, quick transition. We have an offensive foul, a charge being called on the Falcons. Siobhan Miller-Bennett doesn't quite agree, but pretty heavy contact there, and the defender took a nasty spill. So that's Justin Bangu for the Huskies, just holding it down defensively. Big man having a great outing thus far, number 23 in the blue and white. Costanzo with the ball at the three-point line, over to Tashane Gale. Dusick down low to Bangu. Bangu getting really pushed on by Lex Van Eperen.
And gone are the days of old basketball where hand checks could occur and they wouldn't be called. And now there are no there's no room for hand checks in the new game. So
Yeah, whether you like it or not, that physical style of basketball, not quite what it used to be. We're seeing a nice physical game here today, though. Really a good balance. As the Falcons have the ball and at their three-point line, working the ball down low. That pass is just missed out of the hands of Devontae Dowse, number 12, to the Falcons. Out of bounds. Huskies ball to Shane Gale, walking the ball up the court. He has met at half by Xavier Ellis. Kicks it over to Justin Bangu. Bangu, nice pick play to Dusick. Dusick calling for the ball back to Shane Gale with a deep three. That is good. That's 3 points for the Huskies. Score is 43-42 for the Falcons. Falcons now with the ball in transition. And that ball is picked off. Adam Costanza with the Huskies moving the other direction. Nick Campbell. Boy, that could have been a big play, Sean, but the pass is mishandled. Now we have the going the other way. And we have a foul call. Looks like Sean Clendenning going to go to the line and shoot two. Number 10 in the red and white.
well, on the previous play, Shane Gale was able to get lost in the coverage and slip out to the corner and have a wide open shot. Now he comes back down the other way thanks to great transition offense by the Falcons and commits a foul.
And if you're going to give to Shane Gale that kind of space on the offensive end, he's going to make that all day. Shane Gale back with the ball here. See if he can follow up that three-pointer. Calling the play for his team. Gets a nice pass to Justin Bangu. Bangu kind of working towards the hoop in that paint area. Not a lot there. Moved that pivot foot. We're going to get a travel call. Bangu pleading his case, but referee looks very assured in that call. Fanshawe with the ball at their baseline, inbounded to Jake Clendenning. Jake over to his brother Sean. Sean looking at Jake, but he's gonna hang on to it. Swing it over, ball is at the beyond the arc here. Now Clendenning over to the hoop. Jake with the nice finish. Just 21 seconds left in this half. Shot clock need not apply. Nick Campbell trying to preserve some time here as he scoops the ball. Nick Campbell just slowing things down, waiting for a nice high percentage shot. Bangu with a pick. Campbell, Campbell gives a really, McDonald gives a tough pass to Adam Costanzo, so that ball's going to be out of bounds. Falcons ball with 3 seconds left. Not the kind of possession you want to see from the Huskies to close the quarter. Ball quickly inbounded by Fanshawe. Last second shot doesn't go. Good effort by Sean Clendenning, but that shot just does not drop. Sean, we have a final score in this quarter of 46-42, so a bit of the same as what we saw in the first half, Sean. Wouldn't you agree?
I would, but the shooting percentage seems to have gone up as we're looking at some three-pointers. And here's the great step by McDonald. I think we'll see the defenses try and tighten up like they were in the first quarter and second quarter. Here's that dunk again.
And we will have to wait and see if that prophecy is fulfilled. We will be right back with you at the start of the fourth quarter. This is the Hawks Sports Network. Stay tuned. We are back for the start of this fourth quarter here. Have a 4-point lead for the Falcons, who have really been able to hold on to a lead the majority of this game. Let's see if George Brown dials it up in this last quarter and takes that lead and takes this win. Sean, what do you think Falcons' chances are of hanging on to this lead the way they've been playing?
Well, they're going to have to have some secondary scoring, because right now it's all been pretty much one option, so they're going to have to look for other players to step up.
Yeah, you mentioned other players having to step up. Looks like all the points for Fanshawe really coming from Chris Parker, who has 14, Jake Clendenning with 12, Ajulu with 8, but other than that, not much other offensive contribution in terms of scoring. So let's see if the Falcons can spread it out here. The Huskies have really been able to do that. We have double figures from several players. Here's the first possession for the Falcons of this quarter. Doesn't result in any scoring, so the Huskies take the ball up the court. We have Jordan James working it to Shane Gale. Shane Gale having a great game, scoring all kinds of points. Chris Fields now works it over to Chaudhry. The big man Chaudhry doesn't get that shot to fall. Ooh, a loose rebound though. Good offensive second chance rebound for the Huskies. They're just going to reset everything with that fresh possession. Now to Shane Gale with the, ooh my gosh, what a nice three-pointer on that second chance opportunity. Big points for the Huskies as they draw within one of the Falcons. Ajulu now, number 13 for the Falcons with the ball. And coach for the Falcons is imploring for a foul, but he's not going to get one. That ball rolls off of his star player, Chris Parker. Huskies ball. Chris Fields bringing the ball up the court. Over to Costanzo. To Shane Gale. Beyond the arc. Takes a shot. It's good, but ref's going to wave it off. Might be calling Chaudhry, the big man for the Huskies, with a foul down low. Perhaps. Yeah, it's on Chaudhry. That's his third personal foul. As we have Jake Clendenning, the leading scorer for the Fanshawe Falcons, with the ball. Dishes it over to Ajulu. Ajulu over to the other Clendenning brother, now down low to Matthew Hall, but he's going to be able to get 2 points there as the Huskies now take the ball the other way. Jordan James with the ball. Ooh, intercepted here. Other way for Fanshawe Falcons. That's 2 easy points for Chris Parker, adding to his point total. Very impressive.
A very ill-advised pass there to pass up toward your own key from the baseline.
Yep, looked like he kind of had his mind set on that pass and kind of telegraphed it. Falcons with the easy steal. Not what George Brown needs, trying to fight back and get a lead. Got to have good possessions. Sean, you mentioned in the second half, possessions are so important. You can't give anything away, as the Huskies now have the ball in the offensive end. Big shot from Shane Gale. That one doesn't go. Shane Gale looks like he might be heating up in terms of shooting. Now we have a blocking charge against Chris Fields.
And Chris Fields just got there a little bit late. If he maintained position earlier, then that would have been a charge, but he just came under it just a little bit late.
Yeah, it was a big contact, but doesn't work out in his favor that time, as Fanshawe with some good passing here. Now a deep 3 ball, that doesn't go. To Shane Gale with the rebound, coming back the other way. Jordan James taking it to the hoop. He's going to be fouled. That shot does not drop. He'll go to the line for 2. Coach for the Huskies, Jonathan Smith, talking to Shane Gale, reassuring his hot hand right now. Official. pleading to the Huskies' case to respect his decision. Now have a substitution coming in for the Fanshawe Falcons. Number 12 in the red and white, Devontae Dow's checking in. Taking out Ajulu. Ajulu's been logging some good minutes today, Sean. Big man, having some good battles down low. We'll see if Dow's can keep up that intensity defensively that Ajulu was doing so well.
And Jordan James is struggling at the free throw line after being hacked. So we'll see if he continues to be in a little bit of pain.
But Jordan James is able to convert on the second free throw as Fanshawe now in the other direction misses a shot, rebounded by George Brown. We have a whistle from the official. Not too sure. We have a foul here. Trying to clear this up. It's going against Fanshawe.
I think they're just resetting the shot clock.
That's a good call, partner. Looks like that is what the holdup is all about. The issue is resolved, and the referee is ready to allow play to continue. Costanzo with the ball inbounds over to Chris Fields. Chris Fields at the three-point line. Bit of space there, but he elects to pass it down low. Costanzo with the drawing the foul down low. He's going to go to the line for two. Number 9 for the blue and white. Costanzo, a freshman Husky, really a good addition to this George Brown team. George Brown really creating a tradition of excellence here the past few years, doing very well in OCAA competition. Costanzo misses the first free throw. Second shot coming up. 3-point lead for the Falcons. That second free throw does not go. Almost rebounded by the Huskies, but Falcons secure the defensive rebound. Now get the ball across half. That ball is over to Devontae Dow's, fresh off the bench. Kicks the ball over to Jake Clendenning. Clendenning taking the ball to the hoop. Excellent effort. Ball is recovered by Dow's, but he can't finish, so Huskies get possession of the ball. Costanzo working his way to the hoop. Dishes to Sean Gale. Back to Costanzo. Goes up with it, but loses the handle. Jake Clendenning now back the other way. Passes off to Chris Parker, the Falcon stud, and he's able to finish. Extending that Falcons lead to 5 points. 52-47, just 6 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Sean, a low-scoring affair. Really, this game has been consistent all the way through. We've seen the shooting slightly improve, and just that kind of game.
Should be an exciting finish.
That's right. It's been a tight game all the way through. As we have a foul on the Falcons. Bit of deliberation here. Looks like Justin Bangu is going to check in the game right now for the Huskies. Adam Costanzo going to take a little break. Wouldn't be surprised if they pop him back in the game to finish. And we get a foul shot here. And Chris Fields, that first, to Sean Gale. Gale misses the first free throw. He's about to take his second. And that one does not fall. Hans Chaudhry trying to get that offensive rebound, but he's going to be called for the rebounding foul. A little too aggressive there. And Sean, we've seen that all game. Really aggressive rebounding and lots of calls, lots of foul calls on those plays. So
Chaudhry has to be careful here that he doesn't pick up a couple of fouls and foul out of the game.
That's right. Chaudhry with 4 personal fouls already. Now the Falcons on the offensive end with an ill-advised pass. Devontae Dow did his best to hang on to that one, but that ball's going to go out of bounds. Huskies ball. Justin Bangu inbounding the ball to Chris Fields. To Shane Gale now with the ball at the three-point line. Over to Chris Fields, back to Bangu. Now Nick McDonald driving towards the hoop. Takes a pull-up jumper, doesn't go. Dow's with the rebound. Chris Parker now kicks it over to Sean Clendenning, number 10. And the hoop in the arm. Excellent effort by Clendenning.
So that shot selection by McDonald was not advised, but it's made all the worse by the bucket made by the Falcons in transition. So the coach will not be happy about that.
No doubt. It looked like McDonald had his mindset on charging to the hoop, but all those Falcon defenders there, he pulled up for that low percentage shot. Doesn't drop that time. And there we have a pull-up jumper by Tashane Gale. Makes it. Score is 55-49 for the Fanshawe Falcons. Just 5 minutes remaining in this game. Sean Clendenning passes the ball over to his brother. Jake Clendenning throws the ball towards the hoop, doesn't go. George Brown quickly the other way. Justin Bangu with a nice finish.
A good job by the big man there to run the floor, run it all the way down, fill the lane correctly, and he is rewarded with some points.
That's exactly what George Brown needed, was some quick points. Now, Fanshawe Falcons with the response. Jake Clendenning with a three-pointer. Clendenning brothers really active here in the past few series. And there, Tashane Gale drives and finds an open Chris Fields, who now turns it over. Now we have Clendenning the other way once again. Jake Clendenning with some more points. Back-to-back scores on the most recent Falcons possessions. Here we go with Chris Fields bringing the ball up for the Huskies. Over to Tashane Gale, back to Fields. To Fields driving to the hoop. Ooh, a nice attempt, but that finish does not go. Jake Clendenning passes the ball over to his brother Sean. Sean with a nice dribble, working a move on Chaudhry. Pull-up jumper, and that is good. Beautiful shot. We're going to have a timeout by the Huskies, who are now down 9 points.
And this timeout is just to stem the tide, because all of a sudden Fanshawe is up by 11.
11 now, as they've added those most recent points to the board. So really a tough bell to answer for the Huskies. We'll be back with you after a short break for the remainder of this fourth quarter on the Hawks Sports Network. With that timeout wrapping up, we are back for the coverage of this great game with the George Brown Huskies against the Fanshawe Falcons on the Hawks Sports Network East-West Holiday Series action. And we're going to see the conclusion of this game. Really a defensive effort, low scoring, 62-51 for the Falcons. Sean, what do the Huskies have to do to claw away at this 11-point deficit?
So nice ball movement, getting high percentage shots and getting stops on defense, totally locking in on defense, and defense is how you get back in this game.
I'd have to agree with you there, but on that offensive possession for the Huskies, a turnover, not what they needed. Follow that up with a quick foul. Chris Parker, the Falcon, at the line for the first free throw. Makes it 12-point lead for these Fanshawe Falcons, who have really come into this holiday series tournament and impressed everybody. As the second free throw does not go. Rebounded by Tashane Gale up to Jordan James. And they're going to call a blocking foul. So a foul charge to Jake Clendenning on the Falcons. Jordan James going to the line for the Huskies. First shot is good. 3 minutes and 12 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Jordan James with a second free throw, and that is going to be good as well. Ball inbounded by Ojulu for the Falcons now. Chris Parker taking the ball up the court, being guarded by Tashane Gale. Now we have Nick Campbell for the Huskies guarding Jake Clendenning. Jake over to the big man, Matthew Hall, working it down low. That shot doesn't go. Huskies with the defensive rebound. Tashane Gale up the court. Justin Bangu making his way to the hoop. Had an open lane, but didn't take it. Nick McDonald now with a fancy move, a good turnaround. Jay, those are 2 points that are going to count for the Huskies, cutting this lead to 8. Sean, not a very high percentage shot, but he just kind of looked like he's in his groove, and he takes that and he makes that.
We'll see if he can continue to step up for George Brown down the stretch.
Well, to George Brown's credit, they've had all kinds of players involved offensively, but maybe at this point in the game, time for an individual to step up. And we have a charging foul. Huskies aren't happy. Not what they needed here, down 8 with 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. And I believe, yep, that's right, the Falcons are going to have the ball.
The ref saw the arm extend on McDonald, and as soon as that arm extends to push into the defender, that's when the call was made.
Yep, a little too much contact there. As the Falcons are taking the ball up the court. Jordan James all over Clendenning. Now Dowse, the Falcon with the ball, passes it over to Sean Clendenning. Sean with a nice dribble, passes it over to Hall. Hall with the shot, doesn't go. Dowse though with the offensive rebound. Fanshaw's going to reset with just 7 seconds on the shot clock here. That shot is blocked. Huskies trying to get the rebound. There we go. Tashane Gale going the other way for George Brown College. Gale trying to get a good play set. Bangu with a pick. Gale being guarded very well defensively. He goes up for the shot, and he is fouled. Gale hits the floor, but all is well. He's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
And this is what the Huskies need, because it also stops the clock as well. So if they can get these 2 points and get a quick stop at the other end, they're right back in this.
We fully expect Tashane Gale to make these free throws. Score is 63-56 for the Falcons. 7-point lead. Took me a while to do the math on that one, Sean. And we have a rebound by the Falcons after a missed free throw. Falcons bring the ball into the Husky side of half. Falcons looking to score here, create some separation, perhaps the nail in the coffin, as Sean Clendenning works the ball over to an open Dowse. Dowse to the other Clendenning brother, as Jake drives it to the hoop. Gets hit hard, but no foul call. Tashane Gale quickly the other way. Now he is going to draw the foul. Oh my, oh, you know what? The foul is going to be called on Tashane Gale for the charge. Coach Jonathan Smith for the Huskies can't believe it. Sean, what do you think? Was that the right call?
Well, Clendenning got hit hard on the other end, and perhaps there was a little bit of contact there on the. It's a tough call, really, especially at this point in the game. You don't want that call to be made, but it's a tough call for the refs to make. So,
yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. Maybe you saw the contact on the other end of the court, so really tough for winding moments of this game and lots of physical play. No easy task to make these calls, and it's a very quick style of play here. Back and forth. Score is 63-56 in favor of the Falcons, who really have had the lead the majority of this game. The Falcons are just breaking out of their team huddle after this timeout. And we will have Sean Clendenning inbound the ball for the Falcons. There's Jake Clendenning getting the ball from his brother. Chris Parker working the ball over to Jake. Jake with the shot. That doesn't go, but an offensive rebound helped out by Julu, having a big game for the Falcons. Ooh, and Sean Clendenning is mauled. That's an easy foul call for the refs there.
A great work to get that rebound and kind of look to ice this game away.
At the line for the Falcons.
They may do just that as Clendenning makes his first shot. 8-point spread with just 39 seconds left here. Clendenning misses the second one. The Huskies with the rebound, but ill-advised pass. Clendenning now picks up the ball. Sean Clendenning is fouled going back to the line. Things not looking good for the Huskies here, Sean.
That was almost the worst case scenario for George Brown, as the Falcons made the first shot and then got the rebound, and they're sent back to the line for two.
That's right, we have one of the Clendenning brothers, Sean, number 10, with 8 points in the game now. His brother with 17. Great effort by those brothers. Really productive for the Fanshawe Falcons, but leading the way for Fanshawe was number 3, Chris Parker, with 19 points. So George Brown shooting. And that shot does not go. Jordan James with the rebound. Over to Shane Gale. Jacks a shot up. That doesn't go. Rebounded by Matthew Hall. This game looking like it might just wind down. Shot clock is turned off. 12 seconds left. Really a great game by Fanshawe Falcons. Really surprising that they were able to come in here and beat the 9-1 George Brown Huskies. George Brown, of course, missing 2 of their best players, Alex Petronis and DJ James. They've had some players step up in their absence, but Sean, what did you think of the George Brown effort in this game?
A nice tight game from tip-off, and George Brown battled hard, but at the end, the Falcons were able to pull away.
That's right, partner. The story of this game, Chris Parker and the Clendenning brothers for Fanshawe, leading them to victory. Let's not forget to mention Ojulu with a great effort defensively all over the court for the Falcons. Great game to start this Saturday of competition at Humber College North Campus on the Hawks Sports Network. That's all for this game. My name is Matt Hamill. I've been here with Sean Togood. It's been a pleasure calling this game, and we will see you shortly for the next game in tournament play.